Hello, and welcome to James the Lesser's Express Lane, where we get you out as fast as possible. Being in review for, dun, 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 as you can see behind me, Captain Marvel. There's been a lot of controversy because of Brie Larson going around saying, I don't want any man seeing my movie. I don't want 70% of Marvel's fan base to see my movie. Well, I ignored her and I went to see the movie anyways. Glad I did. It's not a 10 out of 10. It's not even a 9 out of 10. Unless you're a super fan, it wouldn't even be an 8 out of 10. Main reason? Callbacks. This is technically a prequel. Takes place between Captain America, First Avenger, and then Iron Man 1 and all that, but 1995. Nick Fury has both eyes. Agent Coulson, new to S.H.I.E.L.D. It's just, there's a lot of callbacks, but obviously it's a prequel, so it's not a callback, but it's a shout out, or what do you want to call it, to the movies that would be coming up after this that already happened because they were released. Alright, it's complicated, but there's just so many callbacks and shout outs. And it starts off with her being a Kree on the Kree planet Hala. And just, you meet her and she's still in training. She fights really well. She's really powerful, but she's not disciplined. And the Kree are dealing with the Skrull, an alien race that can take on any form, and they infiltrate planets. Being able to turn into any, well, they can look like her, they can look like me, they can look like you. And that's how they infiltrate planets. Then they have devices that can delve into your memories, because they remember your most recent memories. But anything longer than that, they can't access when they transform into you. But they have a device to delve into your memory, which they've used. Some good action scenes at the very beginning of it, as they're trying to save a spy who's trying to figure out whatever information. So he's been there for 3 years. If we don't get him, that information is as good as gone. So we gotta go save him. Action, action, action. Flashbacks. And I love how they... It's not like, oh, hi, I'm Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel. Here's my backstory. No. They do the backstory in a unique way that I won't spoil, but it's pretty neat how they do the backstory. Then she lands on Earth. You can tell it's older times because there's a blockbuster and a Radio Shack. And not like the last blockbuster somewhere in Oregon, the state. Like, they're just common. And oh yeah, I got the most advanced two-way communication, a pager. It's just cool to see, and it's cool to see, like, I don't know how they made Samuel L. Jackson look so young. That's probably half the budget. But yeah, they got Samuel L. Jackson, a young Coulson, and they're members of S.H.I.E.L.D., Coulson being new and all that, and they're dealing with the Skrull. Obviously, they meet Captain Marvel, and she, do you have any communication equipment so I can get a hold of Space Command? Right, Space Command. Anyways, I'm Agent Fury of S.H.I.E.L.D. Holds up the little thing with his name badge and all that. It's like, well, and then who are you? We don't carry our identification in little metal clips and all that. But I am, Veer. Her name was Veer, according to the Kree. It's like, alright, well, you're going to come with us. And then Skrull attack, trying to take her out. Cool chase, got the fight on the train. Stan Lee's cameo was amazing. I'll save it to the spoiler section, but Stan Lee's cameo was great. But again, you get more action in. I was a little bit surprised by how much I laughed. Like, there's some good comedy, and not forced, not like it was in Thor Ragnarok, where it's like, that's not the place for a joke. Sorry, guys. Like, oh, I'm sorry the entire planet just blew up, but here's a joke. Like, no. Like, the jokes fall right. Like, they're in the right places. They're in the right spot. It's just, there's a couple of big twists. I just love seeing Samuel L. Jackson. Like, he's never really been a main component. Like, he's there, but no, he's a side character for the most part. But this one, he was a good chunk of the movie. And well worth it, because he is awesome. Because he's Samuel L. Jackson. But you get the Kree, you get the Skrull, you get Earth. And they had scanner, like scanning a cat. Cat, danger, high. Scan Samuel Jackson. Human male, low to no danger. Really, that machine's gotta be broken. uh, but with Captain Marvel on Earth, she finds out that the reason the Skrull are there is because there's a light speed engine. Apparently, the Kree and the Skrull, like, they don't have faster than light technology. They have maybe speed of light, or they got we have a gate here, gate there. Get to this gate, you can teleport to this gate. But if you don't have the gate set up, or there's not a gate nearby, you can't go there. So that's why the Skrull and the Kree want this faster than light technology, because then, if we get that technology, we can expand. Or for the Skrull, well, we can conquer more galaxies, not just be stuck in this one, but conquer the entire universe. But, God, there's a twist. Oh, there's several twists, but ignore all the Brie Larson crying that men shouldn't be allowed to see her movie. Ignore all the men crying, we don't want a woman in our movies. Ripley, Aliens, Sarah Connor, Terminator 2. Oh, God, what a badass she was. I know Arnold was the main character, but no. She was the main character. Arnold was obviously a major point of the movie, being the bigger star and all that, but Sarah Connor was the main point of that movie, just being a badass. God, I love those movies. The Terminator. I know some of the newer Terminator movies are kind of not as good as the original too, but that's because they try to sell something different and they screw with the timelines, but the timelines being screwed up means that they can go somewhere different and do something different with different people. Alright, I'm getting off track here anyways, but we've already had Black Widow in the Marvel movies. She's a badass. We've already had Scarlet Witch. He's fast, she's strange. And she's very, very powerful. She's powerful enough to destroy Infinity Stone. And outside of the Marvel, go to X-Men, who were Fox at the time, you got Storm. Storm's a badass too. And they got Dark Phoenix coming out. She's a badass too. Mystique from the Marvel movies, not Marvel, the X-Men movies, she's a badass spy and fighter. Just, of course, Fantastic Four, you have Sue Storm being a badass. And then in the Sony, you finally get Spider-Gwen. Spider-Gwen. It's like, oh no, even into the Marvel superhero universe, a female? Oh no! It's already been done. They've already had them. Of course, DC with Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was so good and did so well that they changed Justice League. They cut stuff out and put more of her in it, just because her movie and her style was just so much better than I am Batman, I am dark. I am Superman. For some reason, I am also dark, even though I'm not supposed to be dark. I'm supposed to be hope. I'm supposed to represent the light. But somehow, for some reason, Superman is also dark. It's just like this bullshit about people crying about oh no, there's a female movie, rah. And Brie Larson crying about, I don't want men seeing my movie ever. I want this movie to make $30 million tops. Says no men's allowed to see my movie. Like, no, don't listen to that. Go see this movie. If you're a huge fan, you've seen all the movies, you've done marathons and all that, 8 out of 10. If not, if you're just, I want to see a cool action film, 7 out of 10. Because it is a very cool action film. They got, jet fighter battles, they got ground battles, they got lasers, they got electric swords, and just superpowers. They got a lot of cool stuff going on in this. But, give you guys some time, if you don't want to hear the spoilers. 1, 2, 3. Holy shit. I did not expect this from the Kree and or the Skrull. Again, guys, this is all spoiler. If you don't want to hear this, cut away now. The Skrull are not the bad guys. The Kree are not the good guys. The Skrull were attacked by the Kree however many decades ago. Because the Kree want to control everything. They're an empire. They expand to take over other planets. And if you fall under their control, it's like, all right, well, you now belong to us. You pay, taxes or whatever to our empire. And for that, you get our protection. Well, the Skrull didn't want to do that. The Skrull like, well, no, screw you. So the Kree tried to exterminate the Skrull. And so a few Skrull you find have been scattered across the galaxy and are in hiding, while the Kree are trying to hunt them down and kill them all. Carol Danvers, aka Veer, doesn't know this. Her first memory that she has was waking up on Hala 6 years ago in 1989. Although she didn't know it was 1989 because obviously the Kree have different time than Earth does, but she wakes up on Hala, and she has powers, the strength, shoot blasters and all that, just like the Kree do. But it turns out she's not Kree. She's Carol Danvers, a colonel in the Air Force, which reminds me of a joke from the Marvel comics. Like, Captain America, can't you tell her what to do? Actually, I'm a captain. She's a colonel. She outranks me. That's from the comics. If you've not read the comics, it's a good joke. I like that joke. But yeah, she's a colonel in the Air Force, and she was doing a test flight of a new light speed jet thing, and then it crashed. It's like, well, how the hell did she go from crashing to being on Hala and as a Kree? Turns out, the person who made the lightspeed engine was a Kree, but she was trying to betray the Kree by making a fast and light engine so she could get all the Skrull in there and get them out of the galaxy, away from the Kree. The Kree obviously didn't want that to happen. They wanted the energy. Turns out, you know what powered the lightspeed engine? The Tesseract. The cube thing that Loki used and all that, and that Red Skull used. Yeah, that's like there's shoutouts and tie-ins all over this movie. Which again, if you're not a major fan of the movies, you haven't seen all of them, you may miss them. But this is like, oh, that's the Tesseract, yay! But yeah, but that's what was powering the power core, and when it crashed, the scientists revealed to Carol Danvers, like, no, actually, I'm an alien. That's an alien. Don't let him get the power core, destroy it. So Carol Danvers shoots the power core, it explodes, filling her with the energy, making her have superpowers and all that. At the time, she has a thing on her neck to help her control her powers, because you're a loose cannon. If you can't learn to control your powers, we're gonna have to bench you from future missions. Actuality, it was to keep her from being her full potential of just being an absolute badass. Not just pew pew, but being able to fly, just like, oh, wow, you just threw a ship at me. Boop, out of the way. Yeah, she's a badass. Which she is in the comics. She's not as strong as the Hulk in the comics, but I'm sure for the movies they'll try to make her stronger than the Hulk. But Ronan makes an appearance, which he was one of the people that worked for Thanos at the time. So I guess this was before Thanos. Or maybe that's why he was trying to get to the Tesseract. He was trying to get it for Thanos. Anyways, they didn't explain that too well. Just like, oh, hey, it's Ronan. Oh, I recognize Ronan. Obviously, you don't see the other movies. You don't recognize who he is or his connection to the Marvel Universe. And the cat, it's a MacGuffin. It's actually an alien that eats the Tesseract cube and all that. Eats several of the Kree guards that are trying to stop Samuel L. Jackson and friends from escaping. It's like, oh, they could have had a cat in the other movies to be like, oh, hey, it's Goose. Oh, hey, it's Goose. Kind of like, oh, Stan Lee. Stan Lee, his cameo. He's on the train reading the script for Mallrats, like he's reading it over, practicing his lines. Like, oh, yes! This may be one of my favorite cameos of his. This was like, that's Mallrats! If you've not seen Mallrats, it's a Jay and Silent Bob movie. The guy who plays Silent Bob, Kevin Smith, is a huge comic book nerd. He's directed some of the CW superhero show episodes. He's apparently currently working on a DC movie. I don't know if it's a writer or a producer or what, but he's currently working on one of those for one of the big movies. Like, and his daughter, he named her Harley Quinn Smith. Yeah, that's how much of a comic book nerd he is. He named his daughter after Harley Quinn. But yeah, so Stan Lee is reading the script for Mallrats. Like, yeah, I'm so easily amused. But we're running out of cameos. Unless they do the Star Wars CGI thing that they did for Rogue One to have a young Princess Leia in it, we may never see Stanley. Well, let's see. They had this one recorded, Spider-Verse recorded, Endgame recorded, and I think they said they had Far From Home recorded. But after that, I don't know if they have any more recorded. So, unless they get permission from the family to do the CGI thing like they did with Princess Leia in Star Wars Rogue One, we may never see another Stan Lee cameo. Tear. Anyways, I've been rambling a lot about this movie, but again, ignore Brie Larson crying. Ignore this dumbasses incels crying about, I don't want a woman in my movies. It is a good movie. Even with all the stupid behind-the-scenes controversies, it is a good movie. It's a good action film. It's a good Marvel film. God, I love Samuel L. Jackson. But there's a couple scenes in there like that shows like why Samuel L. Jackson favored and liked Coulson so much over others. And God, that twist was great. Just get the chance. If you're not a big fan, maybe see it on they have it for $5 Tuesdays, or the first viewing every day is $5. See it then. But if you're a big Marvel fan, go see this movie. Ignore the controversy. See this movie. And let's say Brie Larson got away and 70% of the fans didn't go see the movie because she cried about her not wanting them to see the movie. The movie flopped. That would suck. But maybe it would teach her and other actors and actresses in the future to shut your fucking mouth. Like Tom Cruise. I can't see Tom Cruise anymore because he won't shut his fucking mouth about his stupidity. Like, oh, Will Smith's a Scientologist too. Yeah, but I've never seen Will Smith go on every single talk show host in the country crying, if you're not a Scientologist, you're wrong. If you're not a Scientologist, you're going to burn in galactical universe thing and all that. Like, no, Will Smith doesn't do that. So I can still watch his movies even though he's a Scientologist. Unlike Tom Cruise, who won't shut the fuck up about it. Anyways, yeah, again, not a big fan, 7 out of 10. Huge Marvel fan, 8 out of 10. And as always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have a wonderful day.